Good morning. I got a new phone, and apparently the camera is much better, so makeup needs to be done before I come follow me. Uh, Yikes. It's super close. Anyways, I really need to get myself dressed before I get on camera. Anyways, today is section 121, verses 12 through 22, and uh, it's for those who are giving Joseph a hard time. These verses in the podcast, they say that as the saints were thrown out from one place to another, the apostate people also followed them. It's like, if you don't want to have anything to do with the church anymore, why are you moving from town to town with them? Like, just to make things harder for them. And made anyways. So these verses are for them. Well, let's just go through some of the verses. This camera is really good. Yikes. All right, so verse 12, God hath set his hand and seal to change the times and seasons. When read in context, it is quite evident that this statement is reinforcing the power and marvelous workings of God. Only the Lord has power to change the times and seasons of the earth. It is what it is. All right, then verse 16, cursed are all those against mine anointed. And this is a quote from Harold B. Lee in 1947. There are some who look upon the leaders of this church and God's anointed as men who are possessed of selfish motives. By them, the words of our leaders are always twisted to try to bring a snare to the work of the Lord. Mark well those who speak evil of the Lord's anointed, for they speak from impure hearts. I remember the prophetic pronouncement that was made from this stand by President George Albert Smith 18 months ago when he said, "Many have belittled Joseph Smith, and those who have will be forgotten in the remains of Mother Earth, and the odor of their infamy will be ever with them. But honor, majesty, and fidelity to God attached to Joseph Smith's name and exemplified by him will never die. I wish that statement could be heard to all the ends of the earth." When you think about it, it's like anybody who speaks ill of Joseph Smith or the prophets, what are their intentions, what are their motives, but also it's anybody who tries to ruin Joseph Smith or anybody, they will be forgotten. Like, Joseph Smith will never be forgotten, ever, no matter how many people speak ill of him. Anyways. And then there's some clarity given for verses 16 and 17. So, 16 and 17 say, "Cursed are all those that shall lift up the heel against mine anointed, saith the Lord, and cry they have sinned when they have not sinned before me, saith the Lord, but have done that which was meet in my eyes, and which I command them. But those who cry transgression do it because they are the servants of sin, and are the children of disobedience themselves." So then they give some brackets, and they just clarify a little bit. So, "Cursed are all those that shall lift up the heel against mine anointed, saith the Lord, and cry they, mine anointed, have sinned, when they have not sinned before me, saith the Lord, but have done that which was meet in mine eyes, and which I commanded them. But those who cry transgression on the part of mine anointed, do it because they, those who lift up the heel against mine anointed, are the servants of sin, and are the children of disobedience themselves." So it just clarifies who he's speaking about in those verses. Which I think is a little bit helpful, because if you read it tired, you're like, what is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Definitely need to put on makeup. But one other thing. yesterday I had to get a new phone. My network was changing from 3G to 5G or whatever, and my phone wasn't capable or compatible, so I had to go get a new one. And as I was taking the SD card that had all of my pictures from the past 2.5 years, as I was taking it out of my old phone and putting it into my new phone, somehow all of the pictures got erased. They're lost somewhere. I don't know if they're on the SIM card still. They're not on either phone, because whenever I switch a phone, I put all my stuff on my SD card so that it goes from one phone to the other phone, but somehow they're all gone. Every single picture from the past 2.5 years is gone. Every single picture of Alex from the past 2 years is gone. Starla going to the temple, leaving on her mission, Davis going to the temple, all my craft projects, everything gone. It was a very difficult evening for me, but I was reminded repeatedly of this section and what Joseph Smith was going through at the time, and peace be unto thy soul. Thine adversity and thine affliction shall be but a small moment, and if you endure it well. It was really hard. It was really hard to lose everything, but it's not the worst thing that could have happened to me. It was very hard. Very hard. I didn't cry. I wanted to. But this section kept popping up in my mind. So I'm very grateful that I was studying it at this time to put some things into context. You know, even though my pictures are gone from the last 2.5 years, I was still here. I was able to have those moments with the kids, with Starla, with Davis, you know. But anyway. So, that was section 121, verses 12 through 22. This camera needs to be farther away. Alright, so I'll see you tomorrow.